guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about China Glaze. So this year their Halloween collection does consist of all new shades. So we're going to be swatching them here on my channel if you're new. I do live application of nail polish collections so that you may see how something actually applies rather than just looking at a picture of it, because sometimes the application really does make all the difference. So we're going to go ahead and get into these polishes. The collection is called Happily Never After, and I did purchase my set from 88 Beauty. I'll put that up here on the screen. 88beauty.com. I've also seen them at headtotoebeauty.com. They will probably also pop up at transdesign.com and skylinebeauty.com. But that's where I've seen it so far. To answer a lot of your questions that have already popped up on my Instagram photo of this collection, no, these colors aren't necessarily super Halloween, but I actually really like this collection. I liked every single shade. So I'm really excited to share them with you. Let's go ahead and get swatching. So the first polish we're going to talk about is this purple here, and it's called Crown for Whatever. And in the bottle, this looks actually really similar to Sleeping Under the Stars. This has a similar look to what they're doing a lot lately, which is a beautiful base shade with a very high contrast shimmer. Really, really gorgeous. So I thought to myself, that looks exactly like Sleeping Under the Stars in the bottle. But this polish had a huge surprise when you go to apply it. So I'm going to apply it for you now and you can see what I'm talking about. This is their Ultra Matte polish out of the collection. They've been including at least one Ultra Matte shade with every collection lately, it seems like. And what I mean by Ultra Matte is these dry super fast. They're really intensely pigmented, and so you really don't need more than one coat. So if you can get a good application, like try the 3-stroke method. I tried to show you that there in my live application, but I ended up doing like a 5-stroke because I wanted to kind of just smooth it out a little bit of the lines. But if you can do that, you won't really need more than one coat because they're so pigmented, but they do dry really fast, and for that reason, their Ultra Matte format, I mean, that's not what they are actually calling it. They don't term it their Ultra Matte, but that's how I think of it because it just dries so fast. It doesn't really have any time to self-level, and for that reason, they're just not my favorite formula. So when I went to go put this on, I was like, aw. And I like matte polishes too. I just don't usually want them to just harden up on me that fast. But this is really, really beautiful. So when this dries matte, you can't really see that pink shimmer in there at all. It just looks like a very deep kind of midnight blue purple, a blurple shade. And then if you throw some top coat on, that's how I like to wear it. I think it looks gorgeous with top coat. The next polish in the collection is the glitter topper, and this is just stunning. So much glitter comes out, and when they pack a glitter, they really, really pack it. This polish is called Do You Boo, and I love this. This is my favorite name out of the collection. It's so cute. Boo is like, boo, like a ghost says boo, and there's an exclamation point. So cute. So we've got gold hex glitters, but we've got little, they're not really hairy because they're not incredibly long, but they're tiny little bar glitters, and they're holographic, and we've got black glitters in there as well. It's in a clear base. Just really, really fun. You can wear this over anything really. I swatched it both over the purple Crown for Whatever and also the kind of neutral shade coming up in the collection. So yeah, this is really, really fun. I loved it. The next polish in the collection is the one that I've had on my nails here in this video, and this is called Life's Grimm. That's really cute too. So that could be referring like to the Grim Reaper, but this has 2 M's, so I believe it's referring to Grimm's Fairy Tales. To kind of go along with the theme of the collection as well. I thought that this was like a charcoal to black shade when I purchased it online, but it's actually a very deep green with olive shimmer. It's basically a very deep olive with complementing olive shimmer in it, and it's very, very beautiful. It's lovely at 2 coats. This builds up really nicely. So I liked this one. I mean, like I said, I really liked the whole collection, but this is very different from the rest of the polishes in the collection. Super shimmer is what this formula is. So this is Life's Grimm, and my photo is 2 coats with top coat. The next polish is the one straight up cream out of the whole collection, and this one is called Lookin Gore-geous, and it's like gore-geous. And this is a beautiful color. It doesn't make me think of gore at all. It's just a very beautiful deep plum to blackberry shade. Gorgeous cream formula. This goes on so nicely in basically just 1 coat. I'm going to show you 2. My photo will be 2 coats with top coat, but this is really, really stunning. For all of these polishes, some of them obviously like the glitter topper, they're not really going to have too much to compare to, but you know, we will have a small comparisons section at the end of the video, as we usually do for mainstream brands. So yes, this is Lookin Gore-geous. Another thing that China Glaze has been doing in their recent collections is putting not only a glitter topper, but a shimmer topper. So this is their shimmer topper, and this one is called Queen Please. So that's really, really cute too. So I thought that maybe this was, you know, you could build this up on your own, but no, it's truly just a shimmer topper, but the shimmer, so beautiful. It's an iridescent shifting shimmer. In most lights I see green here, but I also at some angles have seen blue and like a pinky purple as well. So this is really, really pretty. I swatched this over the blue. I swatched this, well, like the blue purple. I also swatched it over the purple. You can just wear this over anything, and primarily what I'm seeing is that green. So this is so pretty. I love their shimmer toppers because they really put so much shimmer in there. So anyway, yes, Queen Please. So last up we have this beautiful polish here that's like a taupe base, but it has so much shimmer in it. It's called Cinderella with a hyphen after the word sin. And I was showing this on Snapchat, and you really can't see the beautiful kind of peach to red shimmer that's going on in this polish. It's really, really bright. It's just stunning. It's making this polish one of my favorites. So it has that shimmer just kind of all throughout the polish, but it also has flecks of little gold shimmers in there too. And so I really, really like this. And I'm going to show you 2 coats of my live application. My photo will be 2 coats of top coat. So this is definitely one of my favorites because you guys know I love a good cream with shimmer. It's just so fun. I love that look. I really like this collection as a whole. I love how China Glaze is doing all these creams with shimmer. It just makes me very happy. So yes, this is Cinderella, and this is definitely a favorite. Okay guys, so see what I mean? This collection wasn't necessarily like traditional Halloween looking shades. It wasn't traditional Halloween colors maybe, but we do have purples and greens in here, and we do have like this beautiful, I mean, the gold and black glitter doesn't really look very Halloween, but as a whole, I really liked this collection. So I hope that you find something in here that you like too, and don't just focus too much on how it doesn't look like Halloween, unless you want to just really have a reason not to pick up this collection, and then, you know, there you go. But I think you'd miss out on some really beautiful shades in here. So that is it for the live application. If you are not interested in seeing any comparisons that I have for you, well, then this would be the end of your video. If you would like to stay for the comparisons, we're going to go ahead and get into that right now. Alright guys, so let's kick off the dupes and comparisons with Crown for Whatever. We're going to go in the same order that we looked at them in the live application. And the super obvious question mark here is, how similar is it to OPI Turn on the Northern Lights? And that's on the bottom. As you can see, the answer is super similar. In fact, when you put a top coat, as you can see, on half of Crown for Whatever, I left it matte, and half I have a top coat on it. It almost looks like an exact dupe for Turn on the Northern Lights. I think that Northern Lights shimmer stands out a little bit better. And so, you know, you take your pick. I actually prefer Turn on the Northern Lights, I think, because the shimmer is a little bit stronger. But if you really like Crown for Whatever for its matte aspect, then you would probably like that one better because it has the, you know, the ability to be both things. So I did also want to show you comparison to Sleeping Under the Stars, because that was the first polish to do this very deep purple with a strong pink reflect, you know, at least between OPI and China Glaze. As you can see, it's a lot darker. It's more similar to the matte look of Crown for Whatever. And then I wanted to show you that color in Stockholm is pretty close to what Crown for Whatever is at its base without the purple shimmer. So if you were looking something, if you were like, oh, I really like that purple, but I don't want it matte and I don't want the shimmer, I think I said purple shimmer, I meant pink shimmer. If you don't want that shimmer, then you could go for Do You Have This Color in Stockholm from OPI. So yeah, those are my comparisons for that polish. So as you know, China Glaze does not shy away from a fun glitter. So we had a bunch of things in the same vein as Do You Boo to look at here. So Do You Boo is in the middle, and if you guys remember, it is the glitter with the holographic small bar glitters. We've got black glitters and black bar glitters, and we've got teeny tiny glitters. Okay, so it's actually pretty similar to 2 things, Rest in Pieces and Get Carried Away. I believe, now I'm not absolutely positive, but I feel like both of those polishes, maybe especially Rest in Pieces, were meant to be clear, but the color of the glitter just kind of tinted the base. I could be totally wrong on that, but if you look at it, like, it's so barely tinted that, you know, it's just barely gonna add a little bit of an orange kind of coloration. However, it's very close to Do You Boo because it does have the bar glitters, the holographic bar glitters, the black, the gold. The gold is more of an orangey gold though. But anyway, that's really, really close. Get Carried Away is also really close, but it's a lot more tinted, so there's a better chance that that one was supposed to be tinted. But again, we've got the gold glitters, we've got the black, we've got the bar glitters, we've got the really tiny small pieces. They all have the really tiny small ones. So really close things. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I like that Do You Boo does not have the tinted base. That's probably my one reason there to actually say, oh yeah, you do need this one if you have these other ones. If the other ones weren't tinted at all, I would say you probably don't need Do You Boo. And then I wanted to show you a few more gold things in case you were looking for, hey, I want a gold glitter, but you were not really interested in the black glitter. Well, here's a couple things for you. China Glaze Counting Carats on the bottom. We've got the holographic in there and some beautiful gold glitters. And then very similar again from Delight. Holographic, gold, it's just that it's gold bar glitters, like the teeny tiny little bars. So really similar things, obviously nothing that is a dupe, but you know, here's some similar options for you, and maybe it'll remind you about some older polishes from China Glaze that you need to pull out. Okay, so I was surprised by how many things I pulled to show you for Life's Grimm. It's kind of there in the middle-ish. A lot of Halloween things that are pretty similar. As you can see, nothing here is an exact dupe. China Glaze Cast a Spell is pretty close. It's a little bit more rich in the kind of olivey shimmer pigmentation going on there, but really close. I actually think I like Cast a Spell a little bit more if you're going for that really greeny kind of eerie vibe. But yeah, I was surprised. So here, let me show you what I wanted to, you know, obviously, as you can see, nothing's a dupe, but I wanted to show you a bunch of options that are in the same kind of zone, especially if you're looking for some fun Halloween greens. So Zoeatris, I put that in there because it's actually pretty close in like its feel. It's not like a super incredibly saturated color. It's a little bit on the softer side like Life's Grimm is, and if you were looking for something like that didn't have any of the green look that Life's Grimm has, well then I wanted to show you just one option here if you were looking for something that's just, you know, at more of a neutral shade. So, okay, so Cast a Spell is there. Below Cast a Spell we have Bat My Eyes. That's much more, I mean, it's a glitter, clearly, and not a shimmer. But it's this cool olive, kind of olivey black combo there, so if you're looking for another option, that's really fun. I wanted to show you China Glaze Aggro as well because in its base, it's kind of the same color as Life's Grimm. So if you were just wanting something more, you know, not as particle in the shimmer, not as many particles, then that's a good option. Zombie Zest isn't very close at all, but I mean, it's much more in the same world than, you know, other kinds of greens, and it's Halloween, so I just thought that this would be a good time to show you it side by side here. That polish is really sheer though, so it's probably best as a topper. You could put it over something like Tabitha, which I'm showing you at the top. That would be a really cool look. I put Tabitha in here just to show you another beautiful deep olive to hunter kind of green shade that has a little bit of shimmer. Obviously they're not dupes or even really very similar, but when you see something in my comparisons that's not very similar, it's just because I'm trying to show you another option of something I think you might like if you like the polish that we're looking at currently, for example. And then Zoya Yara, that is such a great polish. I love that one. And it's another kind of interesting olive or mossy, kind of swampy green with shimmer. So there are some really fun options for you. Cast a Spell, like I said, is the most similar, but none of these are dupes. So I have a lot of things to show you for China Glaze Lookin Gore-geous, and I was surprised that I only had one cream from China Glaze to show you that was very similar to this polish. As you can see, this is a very plummy purple, and a lot of the polishes in this kind of hue are more blue leaning. So this is what I have to show you. I mean, China Glaze Evening Seduction on the bottom is just a very deep version of Lookin Gore-geous. They have a pretty similar look on the base. It's maybe a little bit more red, but that's really the only cream. The other option from China Glaze that I have for you is Nice Caboose, and this is a really good option if you want something a little bit more flashy than Lookin Gore-geous. It's a little bit lighter, as you can see that most of the things here in this lineup are, but it also has shimmer and these really cool flakies. I love that polish. OPI I'm in the Moon for Love is the other shimmer option that I wanted to show you today. So just in case you loved Lookin Gore-geous and you really wanted something shimmery, those top two are good options for you. Okay, so as for the closest thing, I think that Cherry Blossom from OPI is incredibly close. It's a little bit lighter though. Lookin Gore-geous goes a little bit deeper, but they do hail from the same plummy base. Now, if you want something, I mean, Color Club by Design is really, really close too, but that's an example of when they've pulled the plum back just a little bit, so it's more over on the grapey side. That's the direction that everything else was going. I mean, I could have showed you a million purples, but they'd all be more on the grapey side. So closest things for you, Cherry Blossom and Color Club by Design. I feel like personally, if you have either of those two, you don't really need Lookin Gore-geous. I mean, it is a stunning shade, but how many of these types of colors do we need, right? Not really that many. SE Designated DJ is really close as well. A little bit lighter, more like it should be right next to Cherry Blossom. They're incredibly similar. I have Zoya Tara on here as well. That's by far the best formula out of all of these polishes. It's almost a one coater. It's really, really good, but it's lighter. So yes, we talked about all of these here. Lots of good options for you if you really like Lookin Gore-geous. You can pull out a bunch of these and go to town with them. And you probably have a lot of shades like this like I do if you collect purple the way that I do. So yeah, a lot of fun looks. Nothing that's an exact dupe, but they're really, really close there. Cherry Blossom and Color Club by Design. Next, we're gonna look at Queen Please, and I have two incredibly similar things here for you and then two of their other shimmering toppers just to show you side by side so you know what other options you have if you were really interested in the shimmering topper kind of idea. So, all 5 of these polishes are from China Glaze. They've all been released, I believe, in the last year. So since this time last year, all 5 of these polishes have been released. I think last fall, Don't Mesh With Me was last fall. So, you know, a year ago from the fall collection, which I reviewed in summer. So that's a lot of polishes that have this exact same kind of vibe. So they're definitely tapping into this idea here and running with it. Now, the only reason why I take an issue with this is because those 3 in the middle just look so similar, especially Queen Please and Twinkle Twinkle Little Starfish, just because on Hey Girl Hey they added some little white specks. Otherwise, it's almost exactly the same as the other ones as well. So let me tell you about the 2 on the ends really quick before I push you in. I'm going to try to push you in for an extreme close-up of Twinkle Twinkle Little Starfish and Queen Please so we can see if maybe there's some kind of difference. To my naked eye, I see very small difference, but anyway, as you can see, Don't Mesh With Me is like the purpley version of Queen Please, and Let Your Twilight Sparkle is the blue version. I love these polishes. I think they're gorgeous. I love having them in my collection. I thought the Hey Girl Hey was a little bit close to Twinkle Twinkle Little Starfish when I reviewed it, but it does look different because of those dots. Now, I'm gonna push in here and let's take a look, see if we can see Queen Please right next to Twinkle Twinkle Little Starfish. Against black, I feel like they look exactly the same. And I was so surprised to have my exact dupe be this polish because it's such an interesting shade. But I really feel like they've just given us the exact same polish. I mean, if I want to be super nitpicky, Twinkle Twinkle Little Starfish I feel like has more density of particles and they might be somewhat bigger. And it has like maybe an indigo blue shift, whereas Queen Please might have like a more just straight up purple shift. Granted, I really only see that when I'm looking for it. I mostly just see green, and if you're just, you know, looking at what this looks like right up there against the black, they look, I feel like they look identical. So I'm kind of surprised that they put this out so recently after Twinkle Twinkle Little Starfish. I mean, that was just last Christmas, last holiday. So I don't know. I mean, we're not going to spend any more time on this. I just thought this was super interesting. In my opinion, I don't think you need to pick up Queen Please. That was one of my favorite polishes out of the collection until I realized, I mean, I knew that there was a bunch of these toppers I needed to pull and take a look at, but I didn't realize that there were already 2 greens and one that was almost exactly the same. So anyway, no hate on China Glaze. I love these toppers, like I said. If you're looking for a reason not to get this and you already have Twinkle Twinkle Little Starfish, I don't think it's necessary. Last up, we're going to talk about my very favorite polish out of the collection, and that is Cinderella, and I just love this so much. I couldn't find anything very similar for you at all. The two things that I'm going to show you are just one at the bottom, Joy of Jana, is a similar base. It's maybe a little bit more rosy. China Glaze, Cinderella does have more of a taupey base, but it's so packed with that rosy red shimmer that it kind of leans more towards Jana in my eyes, because Jana does have some of that blush tone in it. So anyway, I just was, you know, looking for you a favorite of mine that's a neutral similar to the base of Cinderella. Jana is really, really good. Gorgeous polish, gorgeous formula. So there's that. That's the only reason I wanted to show that to you. And then SE Time for Me Time, I'm showing that to you because this is another neutral with pink shimmer. Now granted, it's not as near as strong as Cinderella. Cinderella just blows everything out of the water. I love the shimmers that they used for this collection, especially this one. Time for Me Time, like I said, does have that beautiful pink shimmer. It needs a lot more building up. This is just 2 coats. I would say this polish needs either 3 or 4 coats. You know, but if you're wanting to wear it, you know, just as a beautiful French manicure looking polish, like a naked nail kind of look, you don't nearly need to build this up that much. But to see the shimmer, it kind of needs it. So, you know, you kind of, you know, you decide how to wear this, and you maybe even can't see that shimmer in there right now because compared to Cinderella, it's not showing up very well, but it is there. So I wanted to show you that because out of all of my collection, from mainstream brands, you know, OPI, Color Club, China Glaze, there's really not a ton of these neutrals that have a beautifully strong red shimmer. At least not like a gray toned neutral. So anyway, super pleased with this shade. I definitely recommend it. It's my top pick out of the collection. So yeah, love this one. All right, you guys, so I hope you found that helpful. What did you think? Yeah, I liked this collection, so I definitely recommend it to you. They are only $3.25 on Head to Toe Beauty, Transdesign, 88 Beauty. It's a really, really good deal. I think Skyline Beauty is the same price. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, you can go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you aren't subscribed, why not? It's really fun here, and subscribing and especially hitting that little bell will just let you know whenever I put out a new video, so you can check out the new collections that I review. That's going to be it for today, you guys. I will see you back for the next one. Take care and have a really good day. Love you. Bye.